Okay, we're going to offer a bow to our true parents.
Everyone rise.
Everybody rise. All right. Kyungbae. Pero. All right, and we're going to recite the pledge now.
Our beloved true parents and heavenly parent of heaven, earth, and humankind, thank you so much, God, for letting us be here today as your children, as brothers and sisters. We are celebrating our true parents' birthday, not alone, not as individuals, but as children, brothers and sisters in a family. God, allow us to offer our hyeojjeon, our culture of heart, and share it to you and offer it to you. We know the great difficulties that True Mother has been going through in the past months. Even though we want to replace our bodies with her, we want to offer our hearts and join her with every day and with every little thing that we do, and always have them in our hearts. God, guide us so that we can offer this small ceremony, this food, our hearts, the music, our joyful laughter, God, so that we can heal her heart, heal your heart, Heavenly Parent, and be able to move forward to a better and brighter future. Thank you, God, for letting us offer this pledge all together. And we want to offer and pray all this in gratitude, honoring Holy Mother Han, as a blessing to family. Brother Logoteria, Achu.
So I guess we're going to sing. So we'll sing Happy True Parents Day. And yeah. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy True Parents Day to you. Happy True Parents Day to you. Happy True Parents Day to you. Happy True Parents Day to you.
We have taken Mother at her word. Our true mother has said that the early church was more like a home than a church. And she has said we should look to the early church to inspire us and to revive that heart and that spirit. So we are a little bit like here in New England where they invented the Little Red Schoolhouse. Do you know what the Little Red Schoolhouse was? Right? The descendants of the Puritans had this idea that education was important. And being deeply religious, they understood that their children needed education so they could read the Bible, so they could understand their faith. And eventually, by the early 1800s, they developed the Little Red Schoolhouse where all the kids came together of all ages to learn. And somewhere along the line in our modern society, we decided to segregate everyone by age. And I'm on a mission to bring some integration back. 3 generations together. That's what we are. We have babies in the audience, and we have people in their 80s in this audience. And there's no reason why we can't all learn from each other. Do you think you can do that? Do you think you can learn something from the little guy next to you? And how about you kids? Do you think you could learn something from that uncle and auntie sitting across the table? Right? That's what I think our true mother wants us to see. So we have a core value and we have a theme for today. I just want to talk a little bit about that. Our core value today is Hyojong. And as you know, if you've been to these for the past year or two, we've actually gotten drawings from you that we felt represented the core value that whether it was celebration or welcome. But we don't have an image for Hyojong. So one of the things we're inviting you kids to do today with that paper is to draw what Hyojong means to you. So you were like, well, what is Hyojong? Our translation of Hyojong is we are inviting you into a vibrant, loving pulse of a family. The deep natural desire to bring joy to those who brought us into existence. Kids, who brought you into existence? Who brought you into existence? Your parents. Your parents brought you into existence. And all of us recognize today that true parents have brought us into our spiritual existence. Our present circumstances are a result of our true parents' love and devotion and endless sacrifice, so that we could be blessed to each other, we could have children together, and we could rebuild this world. What do you think? Does that resonate? Are you on? Are you in? So how about this? I asked AI what Hyojong, how would you translate Hyojong in a sort of a cool, hip way, a warm and friendly way? And it said, I got this, Mom and Dad. I got your back. That was sort of it was like, Mom and Dad, I got your back. Do you hear what I'm saying? I got your back. That's what when we say to our parents have raised us, but when we say to our parents, you know what? Mom and Dad, I am here for you. I've got your back. You know? Really hip, cool kids say, I got you. I got you, man. I got you. That means I have you covered. I'm with you. You know? And so to our parents, we say, we got your back. So if you want to do a drawing while we're doing the service today, kids or older kids, and that includes Clofa, I would like to encourage you to do a drawing. I love you, Clofa. Clofa brings the child's heart to the service in a slightly older man. All right. So I would like to invite up Keita. Let's give him a round warm of applause.
All right, good morning, everyone. I feel a little underdressed for this occasion, but it's okay. So we're going to, do a bit of story time. We're going to read a bit of passages from True Parents' autobiography. So I'll read a little bit from As a Peace-Loving Global Citizen, so True Father's autobiography. There's a lot of Korean names, and I might butcher them, so sorry in advance. So, yeah. I was born at 2221 Sangsari Village, Dokon District, Jeongju City, Pyongan Province, as the second son of Kyungyu Moon of the Nampyeong Moon clan and Kyungye Kim of the Yonan Kim clan. I was born on the 6th day of the first lunar month in 1920, year after the 1919 independence movement of Korea from Japan. I was told that our family settled in the village of Sangsari during the life of my great-grandfather. My paternal great-grandfather worked the farm himself, producing thousands of bushels of rice and building the family fortune with his own hands. He never smoked or drank liquor, preferring instead to use the money to buy food for those in need. When he died, his last words were, "If you feed people from all the regions of Korea, then you will receive great blessings from all those regions." So the guest room of our home was always full of people. Even people from other villages knew that if they came to our home, they could always count on being fed a good meal. My mother carried out her role of preparing food for all those people without ever complaining. My great-grandfather was so active, he never wanted to rest. If he had some spare time, he would use it to make pairs of straw footwear that he would then sell in the marketplace. When he grew old, in his merciful ways, he would buy several geese, let them go in the wild, and pray that all would be well with his descendants. He hired a teacher of Chinese characters to sit in the guest room of his home and provide free literacy lessons to the young people of the village. The villagers gave him the honorific title Sunok, or Jewel of Goodness, and referred to our home as a home that will be blessed. By the time I was born and I was growing up, much of the wealth that my great-grandfather had accumulated was gone, and our family had just enough to get by. The family tradition of feeding others was still alive, however, and we would feed others even if it meant there wouldn't be enough to feed our family members. The first thing I learned after I learned to walk was how to serve food to others. During the Japanese occupation, many Koreans had their homes and lands confiscated. As they escaped the country to Manchuria, where they hoped to build new lives for themselves, they would pass by our home on the main road that led to Soncheon in North Pyongan province. My mother always prepared food for the passerby, who came from all parts of Korea. If a beggar came to our home asking for food, and my mother didn't react quickly enough, my grandfather would pick up his meal and take it to the beggar. Perhaps because I was born into such a family, I too have spent much of my life feeding people. To me, giving people food is the most precious work. When I am eating and I see someone who has nothing to eat, it pains my heart, and I cannot continue eating. So that was from True Father's side. Now we'll read from Mother Peace, from Mother's side, more in the aspect of lineage. So, when I was born, my father, Han Sung-un, had a dreamlike vision. He saw bright sunlight beaming into a thick grove of pine trees. The light fell on two cranes that were dancing together in harmonious affection. He decided to name me Hakja, which means crane child. I am a member of the Han clan of Cheongju in North Chungcheong province, the clan's historical birthplace. Chungcheong means center of the heart that is pure and clear, and Cheongju means clear village. When the water in a river or the sea is clear, one can see the fish swimming all the way to the bottom. Likewise, the hearts of my ancestors that lived in the town of Cheongju were pure and humble, through and through. The Chinese character for my family name, Han, has various meanings. It can mean one, symbolizing God. It can also mean big, as in large enough to embrace all created things in the universe. And full, meaning overflowing abundance. The founding father of the Han clan, Hanlan, was honored as a loyal patriot of the kingdom of Goryeo. The kingdom of Korea, or king of Korea, would recognize persons of civic virtue and reward them with land and a perennial stipend. The court recorded their names in a book of honor. and there is an entry for Hanlan. Hanlan's story is this. He built a bureau for agricultural administration in a district of Cheongju called Bangso-dong and turned a large expanse of land into productive farmland. When a war between Korean rulers broke out, Wangon, a nobleman and military general, passed through Cheongju on his way to do battle with Gyeonghwan, the king of Hu Baekje. Hanlan greeted Wangon, fed his army of 100,000 soldiers, and joined him on the battlefield. Once Wangon became king, he declared Hanlan a loyal patriot. Hanlan's reputation as a founding contributor to the kingdom has endured through the ages. 33 generations after Hanlan, I was born, of his lineage. The numbers 3 and 33 are significant. The number 3 signifies heaven, earth, and humankind. It signifies the perfect fulfillment of both heavenly law and natural law. The Korean people are descended from the Dongi race, a wise people who studied the stars and were able to ascertain heavenly fortune. They developed a prosperous agriculture-based culture, worship God, and love peace from the time before Christ. The Dongi people established kingdoms based on the name Han. Some people, including my husband, cite records that show that the Han people predate the Gojoseon era, which is considered to be the first Korean kingdom. Korea's founding legend, called the Dangun legend, says we were chosen as the descendants of heaven, according to the deep will of God. Our people are also called the Bae-dao race. The Chinese characters for Bae and Dao signify brightness and brilliance. The attribution recognizes our reverence for God and love of peace and serenity. To this day, Korea is known as the land of the morning calm. Still, Korean people's 5,000-year history is filled with deep sorrow. Foreign powers constantly march through Korea, trampling us like wild grass and leaving us stripped like the bare branches of a tree in the coldest of winters. But we never lost our roots. We overcame foreign invasions with wisdom and patience and survived as a nation. And of this we are proud. One cannot help but wonder why God allowed this people to suffer such great hardships. I believe it was to prepare a people to whom he could entrust a great mission. We learn from the Bible that God's chosen people always endure great adversity. On the foundation of Noah, Abraham, and other providential figures, God prepared the people of Israel as the ones to whom he could send the Messiah, Jesus Christ. Facing rejection, God had to allow Jesus to suffer great trials and hardship, and to finally offer his life on the cross. 2,000 years later, God chose the Korean people and entrusted to them his only begotten son and only begotten daughter, the ones who can receive God's first love. God needed a man and a woman who could endure suffering and rejection while continuing to forgive and love all people, thus revealing God's heart of parental love. So too, God needed a nation of enduring suffering for the sake of all nations. God prepared the Korean people for this. Many peoples have suffered and disappeared from history, but the Koreans endured. Thus, God entrusted his people with a noble mission. Yep. Thank you.
It was a lot of reading. I picked those passages because I felt like they were important to share for today. So I just want to welcome everybody again. So we're celebrating True Parents' birthday today because we're not going to be gathering next Sunday. But actually, True Parents' official birthday falls on the 22nd of February this year, which is the 6th of January, according to the lunar calendar. But we know that in Korea, well, it'll be celebrated a day earlier. And actually, I feel like it's actually very important that we are taking this time to think about our True Parents' birthday and think about the new year, especially because at this moment, our True Mother is not in a detention center, and rather she's receiving medical help, and hopefully she's taking this time to really rest and recover. So
this is kind of, I think, a special moment for us to feel like we can celebrate her birthday together, even though it's a little bit early. All right, so I want to share a little message with you. This is entitled "The Sacred Workings of the Universe." This comes from the words of our true mother. She says, "Every one of us needs to feel deeply grateful for being born. There's not one person whose birth is meaningless. Moreover, no person's life is his or hers alone. Heaven, earth, and all things in the universe interconnect through lines of latitude and longitude. Peace means that all the energies in the entire world and in the entire universe are in harmony. Therefore, no one should belittle his or her life. We should deeply realize that everyone is a precious being born through the sacred workings of the universe." So when we read about, the family tradition that our true parents were born into, and also the long line of, generations of patriotic and loyal ancestors, and even thinking about the nation of Korea, we can say that through the sacred workings of the universe, true parents could come to Earth 106 and 83 years ago. We can see and hear it in their stories, in the foundation, even of the nation of Korea, how God's loving hand was always in the background. So I was going to mention at this point about, true parents' birthdays. We're celebrating a little early. But this is a special time because in the next couple days, we're going to celebrate the beginning of the new year, according to the lunar calendar. This is the year of the fire red horse, right? And actually, we've been invited as a movement to participate from the first day of the Lunar New Year, which is the 17th, until March 1st, 13 days, to read through the epic of the Korean people. So as we were kind of listening a little bit to some of the background of how the nation of Korea was prepared as a chosen people, we are being asked to take some time to recognize, God's loving hand, and hopefully be reminded also of God's loving hand in our own lives, as well as, from the moment that, God lost his and her children, has been continuously seeking to regain that relationship. So it's an important time, in these next 13 days. And also around the world, starting on the 17th, begins Ramadan, which is a month of fasting in the Muslim community. And also from the 18th is the beginning of the season of Lent in the Christian calendar. So this is a time for prayer and fasting for many of our faith traditions around the world. And so I just want to encourage you to, recognize that this is a chance for us to collectively offer our devotion and sincerity, and deepen our resolve to really connect with the heart of Heavenly Parent and with our true parents. All right, so let's take a moment and read a little bit about who our true parents are. What is the value of true parents? These are two passages from the Cheonseongyang. God is incorporeal and has no visible form. In order to manifest himself, he needs to assume a form. That's why, in order to govern humankind in all things that have form, God needs to manifest himself in the form of Adam and Eve. Adam, Eve, and God were to be one in the flesh, and God was to be the mind of Adam and Eve. Had God and Adam become one, and had God and Eve become one, then once Adam and Eve became husband and wife, their marriage would have been one with God internally and externally. When, by loving each other, Adam and Eve gave birth to children, those children would have been connected to God's direct lineage. Love would have bound them together. The reason God created this world is because he wanted to experience such love. God created in order to love. Had Adam and Eve not fallen, God would have dwelt in their hearts. Adam and Eve would have been a couple externally, and God in Adam and God in Eve would have been a couple internally. When children were born through their bodies united completely with God inside and out, whose children would they be? They would have been the children of the external God and at the same time the children of the internal God. 1 Corinthians 3:16 says, "Do you not know that you are God's temple and that God's Spirit dwells in you?" We human beings are God's temples. It means that God's Holy Spirit dwells in us. When we are in this position, God is our direct Father. The fact that we are not like this is a result of the fall. So as a result of the fall, we have not been connected to God, neither to God's love nor his and her lineage. God has worked since the very beginning to bring us home, back to his and her bosom. This is why God needed a foundation for true parents. True parents bring us rebirth, so we can stand for the first time as God's sons and daughters. So what does this mean for you and me? Though the position of true parents is unique and eternal, true parents have always sought to uplift and raise us to come into loving and direct oneness with God ourselves. Do you believe it? For those of you who've had experiences with true parents, or, when we think and look through true parents' words, actually, always their encouragement is our direct relationship with God. They want us to stand before God as proud sons and daughters. They want us to hone in to the beautiful and unique and powerful gifts, the talents that we've been given to fulfill our purpose to better this world, right? True parents tell us of our uniqueness and our eternity before heaven. So I wanted to share a dream, okay? I've had the privilege of having a number of dreams with our true parents. I feel like, especially when I was a pastor, I felt like often my dreams were an opportunity to really share something with others. They're not just for myself. But this was an interesting dream because this was before I was a pastor. This was actually when I was struggling in my own life. This was right after our true father had passed away. I had 2 children at the time. My second son was about to turn a year, and I was wondering about having more kids. And in my dream, it was Christmas time, and I was shaking hands with Mother. So she was actually seated, and there was a line of grown-ups. We were shaking hands with Mother, and when she shook my hand, she said something to me in Korean, and somehow I knew what she said. She told me to trust myself. She told me to trust myself. And later in the dream, it was revealed that I was going to have another baby. So I woke up from the dream. I didn't, at that time in my own personal life, I really didn't have a connection with Mother. In fact, I think like many of us, we didn't really know who Mother was. We felt like, gosh, poor true Mother. She's standing up there all by herself. What is going to happen to our movement? And lo and behold, within a month or 2, I did get pregnant. And my due date was at Christmas time. So as I'm, as I'm going through this pregnancy, I'm thinking about Mother, and I'm thinking about my dream. Because we're approaching Christmas, and then I'm thinking about Jesus, and I'm thinking about Mother, and I'm thinking about my dream. And it's interesting now as I reflect back, because this was somewhat of a prophetic dream. Because that Christmas, Mother came before our ACLC clergy, and she declared who she was as the only begotten daughter. This was sort of the first time that she was expressing this information about her position. And then, shortly after, I gave birth to a daughter. Didn't know I was going to have a daughter, but the greatest gift was to have this baby girl. And I remember just feeling in that moment a flood of like, I can't wait to tell you all the things that I've learned as a mother, and what I'm learning as a woman, as a daughter of God. And so I wanted to share this dream with you because I've been coming to realize that the depth of this message to trust myself, it's not just about trusting me, Mika, my own abilities, but also to trust in my foundation, my roots, where I come from. So when Mother says to trust yourself, it's about trusting your foundation, where I come from, my root, which is love. And I feel like so many times in my life, in my own life of faith, God has freely told me how much I'm loved. And often, I can't believe it. I can't trust it because, actually, I'm so terrible because of this and that and this. And then again, God has to tell me again, no, actually, there is a diamond that I place in your heart. All the other things that you think, all the junk, have no root. What I see is that beautiful diamond. So I share this because I just want to invite each and every one of you to trust that you were born through the sacred workings of the universe. And you are a precious being, and we are even more precious in the sense that we're living at the time of our true parents, and we have the chance to witness their incredible heart and the workings of their life, and that we have the chance to share that with others around us. I just want to offer that today. God bless you. Thank you.
I'd like us all to just close our eyes and just reflect on that message for a minute, and then I'm going to read a prayer to you. Heavenly Parent, before time began, you dreamed of love. Before the world was formed, you longed for a daughter who could understand your heart. Today we call upon that eternal dream. We lift up True Mother, the only begotten daughter, the Mother of Peace. Not only as a leader, not only as a public figure, but as your child who has carried the invisible tears of heaven. Heavenly Parent, if there is sorrow hidden deep within her chest, breathe into it. If there is pain resting quietly in her body, dissolve it. If there is exhaustion from decades of giving, refill her with divine strength. Let your warmth flow through her like golden light. Let every cell in her body remember heaven's original design. Let healing move through her blood, her bones, her heart. We ask not timidly, but boldly. Shake the atmosphere. Shift the spiritual realm. Command angels to stand guard. Let ancestors rise and testify. May walls that seem unmovable begin to crack. May decisions that seem fixed begin to change. May hardened hearts suddenly soften without knowing why. Heavenly Parent, let a miracle begin quietly right now. In rooms where decisions are made, whisper into consciences. In minds filled with doubt, plant clarity. In places of accusation, plant truth. Let truth rise not as noise, but as undeniable light. Achoo. You know, I'm reminded of the chapter of Christology that quotes the Buddha saying, "Among heaven and earth, I alone am the only. I am the only one. I alone am the one." And the point is that is where in the divine principle it asserts that each one of us has this divine, precious value. We too are called to understand that. So thank you, Mika, for your message. Something we need to hear. And we need to talk about it. So I'm going to invite Hector up to share about, to share with you some questions to talk about at your table. Hector?
So, as we are not just only children of true parents, but also our brothers and sisters, we need to relate with our brothers and sisters. So in order to relate to our brothers and sisters, what a better way than just talking to each other. So now we'll have 3 questions, and I want to please make sure that everyone gets a chance to share on the table, and make sure you listen properly to everyone. You never know what nuggets of wisdom someone else might bring to your ears. And then if you are shy like me and don't want to share, or are having a very deep experience and is not ready to share it yet, you may just say pass, and then the next person will share. So the 3 questions that we have for you to reflect upon today are, number 1, what do you know about your own birth story? Look into your memories. If you remember something when you were that day, you can share. Number 2, how am I an ancestor? What kind of legacy am I seeking to leave behind? What do you want to leave after? And number 3, tell a story about one of your ancestors. So you may choose to answer all 3. You may answer only one, whichever one calls your attention. So we'll have about 10 minutes, so feel free to start sharing. Thank you. Okay, thank you everyone for sharing. So, now I want you to take that courage of sharing at the table a little bit more and to share with the rest of the room. And instead of me picking someone or you choosing, we're gonna use a different method. So, because this is celebration, I don't know if you know Kool and the Gang, Celebration. It's a great song. So we're going to transition to hear the song, and we're going to be passing along this beautiful beach ball. So in order to do that, please do not aim for the candles. Thank you. Safety purposes. So we're going to be hitting the beach ball around, and as soon as the music stops, it's going to be on the AV team, not on me, okay? So blame on them, okay? They will choose when to stop, and then whoever has the ball, you are called to share. Thank you. Everyone understands the rules? Okay? So let's start the music. Okay. Yes, thank you.
Okay. I'll share for number 1. So my own birth story. Oh, these are my parents, by the way, right here. So. I don't remember too much from that day, but I'll try my best. So I was born, I think, a few minutes past midnight, like April 25th, like 12:04 a.m. or something. And I think my dad here, his boss at the time, his birthday was April 24th. And my dad said he's a bad boss. He wasn't the best guy. He really didn't want me to have the same birthday as his boss. So my dad was praying that I'd pop out the next day. And I did. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. So we're going to have one more person, okay? One more person. If you won the ball, you can look at me in the eyes. Okay.
So, I think I'll do number 1. Yeah, I don't remember that much. I was born in Norwalk Hospital, like 8:21 p.m. I don't know. I remember I was a really early talker. I think my first word was go. Yeah.
Good job. Thank you, everyone.
Yay! Well, we would like to take this moment to invite up the chair of our council for a very celebratory moment in our community. So I'd like to invite up Roger and Daniela to come on up. They have a special couple of announcements.
Simone, this is your last official day as a pastor of the Connecticut Family Church. So we would like you and Saya to come up. So over the last couple of years, they have given their best, their hearts, to serve our congregation, and we are truly grateful for that effort. And we also want to thank their children, Kelani and Enakai, that we've taken so much of their time. And my wife would just like to say a few words.
Yeah, this will do this. And then we have some cards and gifts. Well, you've been like my daughter. So grateful to know you and to know that you'll be doing great things. And can only wish you all the best. Everybody sign the card, as many people. I know how much you've loved and appreciate it. And you too, Celia. We love you very, very much. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Give them a big hand.
Okay. Thank you. So, endings are always new beginnings. That yesterday the council has selected a new pastor who we'd like to introduce to you today. So the new pastor of our church in Connecticut will be Denthew Leary. All right. So I'd just like to say a couple of words about Denthew. I think, who didn't know? We are not very good at keeping secrets in our community, are we? So, first up, Denthew and his wife Yasmin have agreed to take on this role starting from March 1st. So there will be a couple of weeks here. We have the home groups next week, but then starting at the beginning of next month, he will be leading our community. So he comes highly recommended from Naukimi and Reverend Rendell. Naukimi wrote in his recommendation letter, I've got to read this out to sing your praises, okay. Denthu has worked in public mission for around 10 years and has served in a variety of roles, including the Belvedere Assistant Pastor, the Northeast YAYAM Coordinator for the youth, right? The YSP President, and the Next Generation National Director. He's very motivated to build a successful community and is passionate about engaging youth and young adults. He loves God and true parents and is talented in communicating principle to others. High praise. Thank you. Reverend Rendell said, Denthu truly loves Heavenly Parent and true parents and is driven by the desire to help brothers and sisters experience their full value as God's children. He intuits their situations and unconditionally extends his care to their specific needs. It's a remarkable quality. I've experienced the depth of his love and investment many times. And I think these were the characteristics that our search committee really felt when we interviewed him, that he has this deep love for God, true parents, and for everybody that he meets. And I think everybody who knows him feels that way, and in my mind, that's the first and best quality you need as a pastor. So we invite our community to really support him in everything that he does. Okay, there's a few other things. He's a graduate of Columbia University. And he lives in Nyack, New York with his wife Yasmin, which is about a 45-minute drive away from here. So please spend some time getting to know him after service today. A few words, Denthu.
Those are, thank you. Anyways, this is a quick hello. We'll get to know each other a lot more over the coming weeks and months and years. I'm excited to meet you all. I'm excited to see what we can build, the family we can build. And yeah, I just wanted to say I'm very grateful for Simone and Saya with the beautiful community and the foundation they laid. I'm excited to expand on it and build off of it. And yeah, I look forward to meeting you all.
Are you ready? Yeah. Are you really ready? Yeah. Here we go. To our beloved Heavenly Parent, Ogmase! To our dear true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, Ogmase! For the firm settlement of Chunaguk in America and the world, Ogmase! And to celebrate the birthday of true parents here in our family church of Connecticut, Ogmase! Thank you, brothers and sisters. Have a wonderful Sunday.